So, herzlich willkommen zurück zu GENSHIN IMPACT Hauptquest. Wir spielen heute Fontaine Akt V. Nein, das stimmt nicht so ganz. Lynette. In dieser Woche kam der Patch raus. Und ich würde gerne die Hauptquest anfangen. Und ich gehe davon aus, dass die 5 bis 6 Stunden dauern wird. Deswegen machen wir das folgendermaßen. Wir spielen erstmal an. Und wir werden gucken, wie lange wir spielen können. Ich denke mal, 3 Stunden mache ich von der Quest, wenn es sein muss. Vielleicht länger, aber ich weiß noch nicht. Ich kann mich noch nicht committen. Ich glaube, ich brauche 2 Teile für diese Quest, weil die relativ lang sein wird. Ich habe hier noch so ein Baby-Quetschi Mango Maracuja, das schmeckt voll lecker. So, und dementsprechend, ich bin jetzt gerade am Rande der Welt hier. Maske der Frevler ist Kapitel 4. Ich habe also hier einen Fehler gemacht. Ach, das ist Kapitel 4, 5. Akt, doch, das stimmt. Und scheinbar kriegen wir unsere Entlassungspapiere im Gefängnis. Zuletzt haben wir ja aufgehalten das Urmeer, was da unten gebrodelt hat. Und zwar haben wir eigentlich nicht viel gemacht. Eigentlich hat Neuvillette alles gemacht. Und, ja, wir wussten nicht, wo Child verschwunden ist. Wir wissen nur, dass er die Festung verlassen hat. Und am Ende des letzten Aktes haben wir noch gesehen, wie ein Wal über ihn geschwommen hat. Das ist wahrscheinlich derselbe Wal, der ihn gerufen hat oder wer auch immer. Kann natürlich auch jemand anders oder etwas anderes gewesen sein, was ihn dahin gerufen hat, weil er ist ja nicht nach Fontaine gekommen, um Urlaub zu machen. Kann ich das nicht mehr verfolgen, bitte? Okay. Und, ja, bin gespannt, was passieren wird. Wir gehen jetzt eigentlich direkt in die Festung runter. Bekommen unsere Entlassungspapiere. Ich glaube, ich muss zum Verwaltungsakt. Trakt. Okay. Machen wir das mal. Und mal schauen, wie es läuft. Das könnte etwas dauern. Holt euch Snacks. Benutzt gern Zeitstempel, wenn ihr nur zu den Cutscenes wollt oder andere Sachen schauen wollt. Aber wir laufen jetzt von Anfang bis Ende durch. Müssen wir was an unserem Team ändern? Müssen wir den Traveler spielen? Traveler und Furina zusammen. Wäre das eine Idee? Machen wir, sobald wir vielleicht aus dem Gefängnis rauskommen. Ich bleibe jetzt einfach mal hier. Ja. Wir waren nur einen Monat da. Habe ich so das in Erinnerung. Unsere Tag der Freilassung rückt immer näher.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life. Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today? Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede. Come on, we've got to go complete the release procedures now.
Sind wir nicht vorzeitig entlassen wurden für gute Führung? Oh, let's go, let's go. Sorry. Ich bin nur so gespannt, wie sich die Story auflöst am Ende. Und welche Rolle halt jeder spielen wird. Hallo, gute Frau.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Mirapede via the...
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
What's happening?
Alles in Ordnung?
I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
Let's go ask the Duke.
Der weiß scheinbar alles, der Duke. Ich habe einen Ausreisepass. Das hätte ich nicht daran gehalten. Tag verabschieden wir uns jetzt von ihm. Der ist übrigens ein sehr cooler Charakter. Ich habe den auch gern gespielt im Probelauf. Den Risley. Seine Ulti macht ziemlich viel Spaß. Macht so Entschuldigung. Risley! Kennst du den Ursprung von einem Erdbeben, das wir gerade vor ein paar Minuten gespürt haben?
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Wir wollten uns verabschieden.
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two.
Citrin!
Are you
Wann kommst du
That's
endlich?
right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice.
Ja, das stimmt. Citrin ist der einzige Charakter aus dem Line-Up von Fontaine, das ich auf 100% haben möchte.
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now.
Bei den anderen weiß ich noch nicht genau.
Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
Oh, I miss you too! Entschuldigung.
If you've signed the release
so
papers,
süß.
then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
Ja, bitte.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Neuvillette is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. And since Neuvillette was the one who asked us to come here,
Ehrlich gesagt, im letzten Patch gab es so viele Weltquests, die man auch finden konnte, ohne die Quest angefangen zu haben. Und es gab auch einige in Fort Merotipede, die waren durchaus seltsam. Aber
we
okay.
should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia. You're going to see Monsieur Neuvillette? Please pass on our kind regards.
Yes, yes.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
Nein, wir müssen ein Abschiedsfoto machen. Jetzt können wir ja die Party ein bisschen anpassen. Ich habe leider keinen Hydro-Trap gerade dabei.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Was nehmen wir denn, wenn wir Wassertraveler Furina machen als Combo? Es ist noch Level 60, aber es ist okay.
Witness my magnificence!
Stay close.
Xingshaw ist eh Hydro.
Chivalry will never die.
Ich mache ihn gleich nochmal auf Hydro. Oh Gott, du hast kein Leben. Abschiedsfoto.
If you're concerned about things at the Palais, why don't you take some time to go up and check things out? I believe you should still have some vacation time to spend.
Thank you for being so understanding. It means a lot. It's been some time since I've gone to the surface. I must say that I've started to miss it a little.
Okay, ihr zwei. Ab nach Hause. Wahrscheinlich ist schon Scheiße passiert, während wir da unten waren. Ich weiß ja nicht, warum die uns nicht früher entlassen haben. Wir hatten ja nur eine Mission. Die nehmen alles immer viel zu bürokratisch. Kann es sein Majevari? Ich glaube, wir kommen auch noch zum Majevari. Tschüpp. Hallo. Mir fehlen noch 5. So, machen wir Hydro-Traveler. Nur für die Quest. Auch wenn das nicht eine gute Idee ist. Was hatten wir? Ich kann das nicht mehr mit dem Traveler verwechseln. Ich muss ein bisschen aufpassen. Was hatten wir denn als 2-Set noch? Hydroschaden und? Ich weiß es nicht mehr. Shit. Ich müsste in ein Video nachschauen. Kann es sein, dass es hier war? Nein. Auch nicht. Ich muss mal ganz kurz schauen. Ich kann mich nicht erinnern, was wir da gebaut hatten. Ah, Hydro-Traveler. Es gibt immer noch keine Sets. Keine Sets, die man speichern kann. Und das macht es umso nerviger. Ja, ich habe mich in einem anderen Abgrund- und Chill-Video vor 4 Wochen habe ich den Hydro-Traveler am Anfang gezeigt und dann kann ich nachschauen, was der anhat. Er hat, oh, er hat Golden Troop. Ich glaube, da kann es sein, dass ich schon eins davon kaputt gemacht habe. Er hat Golden Troop auf hier. Das hat wahrscheinlich Furina geklaut. Und hier. Das habe ich wahrscheinlich schon zerstört. Deswegen nehmen wir einfach mal das hier. Es kann ja auch sein, dass ich es nicht zerstört habe und er hatte nur +4. Und dann nehmen wir hier... Das sieht schon mal ganz gut aus. 7,8. 6,2. Mal kurz ein bisschen was leveln. Ich habe, während ich Furina gebaut habe, vermutlich seins zerstört, ohne es zu merken. Ich es nicht gesperrt habe, aber ich habe es gesperrt und wusste nicht mal, wofür ich es brauche. Braucht er eigentlich LP? Ach du Scheiße, ich weiß nicht mehr. Wird schon schief gehen. Bringen wir das noch eins höher. So viel Elementarkunde. Ich habe gerade ein Monohydro hier dabei. Das kann eigentlich nicht sein. Doch er hatte auch LP. Ah, okay, von LP doch. Dann verstehe ich langsam, warum das hier LP ist, aber... Ja, ich lasse es jetzt einfach so. Ist ja nur für Funsies. Oh, hier ist ja was los. Alles okay, Leute?
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening.
Hallo Neuvillette.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you've managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
Wir erzählen ihm vom Traum von Tartaglia.
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Muss er nicht mal ab und zu atmen, oder ist er in seiner... Oh je.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
Er wird sich nicht auflösen.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself.
Wir müssten dich was fragen.
Yes? What is it?
Was war das für ein Beben vorhin?
Oh, right. Paimon felt it too. We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad feeling about the whole phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right?
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I've...
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Sorry, dich abzuschneiden.
Please be careful.
Yes. Interesting.
The two of you have my thanks. If you need any help, just let me know.
Okay. Nach Poisson. Interesting. Also wir haben ja durch den Livestream von 4.2 schon ein bisschen was gehört. Die haben ja ein bisschen schon erzählt, was passiert ist. Ich vergesse jedes Mal, dass im Poisson auch ein Teleporter steht.
Oh no. What happened here? Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still...
Wow, was für ein schönes Piano. Oh. Wir haben jetzt Glitzer mit auf dem Foto, aber egal.
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone on the roof over there.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right, just hurry. I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own? My desert.
Oh Gott, dammit. Fängt dir schon gut an.
He looks pretty sad.
My leg! My leg! How could this have happened? It hurts!
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel better.
Oh no, sad story time. Nice, the Navia.
It's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Oh no, Navia. Oh, pat.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became terrified and
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water, leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. Fortunately, the water began to recede after some time, and the chaos came to an end. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people there to leave as soon as possible. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Say what you want.
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this.
Uns fehlen noch ein paar Leute.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Wo sind Melus und Silver?
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
Oh. Nicht Melus! Nicht
I'll be
Silver!
right there.
Oh Gott. Sind sie...
Sorry, I need to go for now.
Lass uns doch nicht so stehen.
She goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Jede ihrer Entscheidungen ist klar und vernünftig, allerdings ist ihr Gesicht
The wounded
düster.
are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to rescue others. I'll be sure to have everyone at the Spina di Rosula ready to render assistance. Traveler, Paimon, would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Okay.
Huh? Right now?
Thank you.
Interesting. Was in Fontaine sehr auffällig ist, es sind so viele es gibt so viele Themen in Fontaine, die halt recht nah an der Realität entlang gleiten. Zum Beispiel Umweltkatastrophen, Verschmutzung, KI, all diese Sachen. Also es sind eher so diese 21. Jahrhundert-Themen, was Fontaine so interessanter macht als andere Regionen bezüglich der Story. Natürlich es ist so eine Mischung aus Fantasy mit eingebröselt, aber so die Grundthematik sind alle sehr modern von den Geschichten. Wenn man auch die Sidequests spielt, dann ist es auch auffällig. Gehen wir zum Friedhof.
lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
Du kannst ruhig anfangen zu weinen. Warum bringen sie dich immer zum Weinen, immer wenn sie in der Hauptquest ist?
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just...
No.
Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back here again.
No.
What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still, I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time, and they were caught in the seawater.
Oh, damn.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long, and I know they weren't afraid. But...
Mach mal einen Screenshot.
I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you,
Wir
demoiselle,
sind ganz schön makaber.
two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right.
Also,
I'll
ich glaube
remember
nicht,
your
dass die...
requests.
Ich glaube nicht, dass die Schreiberlinge, die die Story geschrieben haben, Malus und Silver aufgeben in diesem Moment. Das waren Side-Characters, also Nebencharaktere, aber die waren trotzdem eigentlich relativ präsent. Und ich glaube nicht, dass die... Ich hoffe nicht, dass die gestorben sind. Das wäre ganz schön scheiße. Die waren cool. Die waren cool, die zwei.
I've promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
Du weinst immer, wenn wir da sind.
Doesn't know how to help you feel better.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Many things can only be accomplished with someone else's help. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Julianne, Esson, as well as Malus and Silver. So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But we were able to save more than we anticipated. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon!
What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Hola.
The knave? What are you doing here?
Ah, is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. That doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Das sieht ja fast so aus, als wäre es mal zerbrochen oder so. Kann natürlich auch einfach nur das, die Hülle sein, aber Feuer.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate, then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Lad uns ein.
Alright, then we'll just...
Huh?
This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk
Ich
with
auch,
you
ich
for a
auch.
moment so you could tell us something in private.
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the primordial sea. Previously, it was the fortress of Meripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious.
Ich verstehe nicht, wie sie das von dem Datum der Ruinen ableitet.
My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck. And at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
Nee, es macht auch Sinn, dass sie von jeder Information, die sie kriegen kann, was rausfinden will, aber...
So that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, that somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
Oh?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me.
Ja, ich glaube, es ist auch eine Ablenkung, wenn sie in Aktion tritt.
I'm also doing this for myself.
Vielleicht kriegen wir einen Probelauf für Navia? Ich träume nur ein bisschen. Sie braucht etwas Gesellschaft. Außerdem macht es Sinn, dass die Arlecchino uns schickt, weil wir sind eigentlich die besten Archäologen. Keine Ahnung, wir sind immer in Ruinen.
Alright, the ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.
Okay. Es ist eine Sphäre, oder? Sieht schon so aus. Naja, dann schauen wir mal. Aber ich glaube nicht, dass Arlecchino keinen Plan hat für die Rettung von Fontaine. Die kann ja einfach nicht durch die Gegend laufen und dies und das machen, sondern vielleicht hat sie schon eine Ahnung, was sie machen will, um die Katastrophe zu verhindern. Aber wer weiß. Die ist aber in Stein gewachsen.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about?
They seem to be pretty...
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Ich gehe nicht mit High Heels da rein. Navia, ist das safe? Ich hoffe, es ist okay. Etwas niedrig. Ist egal. Ich hoffe, wir brauchen keine anderen Reaktionen außer Wasser. Wahrscheinlich kommt der erste Gegner ist ein Hydroschleim. Wow, jetzt kann man gleich wieder fotografieren.
Witness the power.
Water jet!
We shall. Yoo-hoo! No, my sword.
Oh mein Gott! Holy shit, hab mich erschrocken. Oh Gott! Please be careful.
Rain outlines your fate.
Jesus, das war so laut. Das war unnötig. Ich bin fast vom Stuhl gefallen. Hat das was mit Remoria zu tun hier?
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontainian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Du solltest dich weit entfernt halten.
You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get by my wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation.
Aber vielleicht gibt es keinen Weg zurück.
That complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Okay.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful.
Please be careful, sagte die eine zur anderen.
Oh no, it's a dead end. Let's try climbing over from the side.
Die Sphären und Fontaine sind alle so hübsch. Und interessant. Oh, der Kantenmaler war hier. Das ist der einzige Grund übrigens, warum ich Charlotte gerne hätte. Und ich hoffe, dass wir das auch ohne Charlotte schaffen, ins Fern Fotos zu machen? Fragezeichen. Wie in jedem guten Fantasy-Game finden wir die Antwort auf alles in irgendeiner alten Ruine. Holy, ist das riesig. Holy shit.
right.
Oh! Indiana Jones. Oh Gott. Wow. No! Das ist die Szene. Ich sag ja auch keine High Heels.
Navia!
Oh, ich habe gerade Gänsehaut in meinem Bein bekommen. Nein. Oh. Warum schreiben die jetzt einen Angeltipp hier rein? Wie unangenehm. Navia Probelauf?
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Hmm? Oh. Was I...
Oh nein.
Was I
Es
sleeping?
ist wieder ein Genshin-Psychotrip.
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little strange.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
How...
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
Okay. Milus.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, Miss Navia. These are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and beautiful once they bloom. I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them. Malus, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently,
Auf der
I'm sure
Liste.
of it. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Huh? We do?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
My trial? Wait, why would I need to go to the Opera House?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time now, so we should get going.
Oh?
Oh, sie sieht so schockiert aus. Okay. Okay. Das ist nicht gut. Ich will zurück in meine Ruine. Ins Opernhaus. Interessant. Vielleicht gehen dort alle hin, die von dem Meer aufgelöst wurden. Jetzt zum Brunnen? Fragezeichen.
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
What the fuck?
And her 2 attendants are with her. Goodness. Everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people here? And as for the
Beunruhigend.
Huh? Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And why I'm standing trial?
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to explain.
Weil die alle in den Tod geschickt hat?
As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rosula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded.
Ist es nur ihr eigenes schlechtes Gewissen?
Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rosula fought.
Ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass es nur ihr eigenes Gewissen ist, was sie dann sich selbst verurteilt.
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that is why you stand
What the fuck is going on?
You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable. We are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, we couldn't possibly do without you. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here. You will be together with us forever.
Huh? What are you saying? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and I would be willing to be with you all, but what is the purpose of having me stand here like this?
Ah, well, if that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss Navia!
So ein Psychotrip.
Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This trial is...
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty!
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
Okay.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontainians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice.
Machen Sie jetzt ein neues Konzept von Gerechtigkeit auf? Dass wenn alle im Wasser sich auflösen, sind sie alle gleich und dadurch ist das das Gerechteste, was passieren kann? Oder wie? Oder was? Was ist los?
No, I speak for everyone.
Oh Gott.
Our opinion is consistent.
Es gibt
Navia should stay.
ein
We
Mangel an
and Navia are one.
Autonomie.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous.
Ich mag, wie die sich gegenseitig
You are
anschreien.
merely jealous that Demoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals, to become independent?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle, and that is how we will enforce justice.
My head... It hurts.
Demoiselle.
Silver, it hurts. My head is spinning. All I can see is stars swirl... I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the... Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. We are the will of all.
Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
Oh.
What are you saying?
No more excuses.
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia.
Silence.
That's...
Oh mein Gott. Was ist hier los?
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, Demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind, as...
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be...
Jetzt weint sie schon wieder. Die Arme, tut mir leid. Sie ist einfach der Charakter, der leiden muss. So als Repräsentantin von Fontaine.
Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, Demoiselle.
Farewell.
Oh, es ist vorbei, der Psychotrip. Das war sehr interessant.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane
Ich
trial.
krieg mein Gehirn nicht so um die Geschichte gewickelt, weil ich habe das Gefühl, diese Szene sollte uns irgendwas beibringen oder andeuten oder so, aber ich verstehe nicht genau was.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
Oh ja, Paimon.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I...
Irgendwie Neuvillette kann...
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Wenn sie Menschen aufgelöst werden, werden sie zu Ozeaniden.
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come
with me. Bin so verwirrt.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Ich glaube, er hat ein bisschen verstanden, was er machen kann.
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Ja, rede einfach bitte.
Oh, Paimon knows. It's awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so.
Sidrin lässt sich grüßen.
Ah, Sigewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there.
I see.
Excellent nerve.
Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewin made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
Paimon, du entscheidest über das Essen, bitte.
Oh, Neuvillette. You're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try something else. How did you find these ruins? Did the knave tell you?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and...
Die Fantastischen Vier, Love is Destructive.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
Bin so verwirrt.
Oh, right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
Achso, ich wollte mir die Errungenschaften anschauen. Aber okay, machen wir später. Hier ist noch Battle Pass. Okay. Also, Navia tut mir leid, weil sie einen richtigen Psychotrip hinter sich hat. Und es ist wahrscheinlich gut, dass Neuvillette hier ist, weil ich glaube, er ist der wichtigste Charakter in der ganzen Story bislang. Schauen wir mal. Vielleicht gibt es hier irgendwas, was ihn sich erinnern lässt, was er zu tun hat. Okay.
Grant us your blessing. Let my name echo in song.
Wipe out!
Rain outlines your fate.
Go!
Flee! Ah! Strike a pop! Nada kundala.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, dass der Turm riesig ist und warum gehen wir jetzt nicht da hoch, aber wir gehen ja hoch nur außen rum. Oh Gott, nicht schon wieder. Vorsicht. Oh! Shit. Herausforderung gefailt. Und wie soll ich jetzt da hoch? Vielleicht gibt's... Ah, jetzt ist die Treppe wieder da. Gott sei Dank. Let's go! Oh! Ich habe noch nicht genug Energie am Ende zum Hüpfen. Wir tun einfach so, als wäre das völlig normal, dass die Ruinen kaputt gehen. Nachdem wir sie so gefühlt 6000 Jahre hier standen, gehen jetzt kaputt, wenn Neuvillette hier auf die Stufe stellt. Ich muss wieder rennen, wa? Ich warte, bis ich Energie habe. Okay, let's go. Das sieht alles nicht stabil aus. Wow. Wow.
Outlines your flee. We shall prevail.
Wipe out. Water jet.
Let the world collide. Rain cutter. Hear my prayer. Too easy.
Oh, bitte nicht hier drin.
Do your worst. Rain outlines your fate.
Water jet.
Time to shine. Let me read you a verse.
Yeah.
Yield.
Es ist alles viel zu weitläufig. Also ich gehe davon aus, dass es hier alles Remuria ist. Die Zivilisation, die es vorher gab in Fontaine. Nur tief unter der Erde.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Ach was. Also die Tewatter haben ein anderes Verständnis von groß.
Stone.
Das ist die Prophezeiung.
It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
Ach, Paimon, stell dich nicht dumm.
And is that Lady Furina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Und die erste? What the...
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
Das Seltsame liegt in der Reihenfolge des dritten und vierten Bildes, oder?
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
Also ist sie schon ins Wasser gefallen?
And yet the order
Es gibt
is
2
reversed
Stück.
here.
Das ist seltsam. Das zweite Bild ist auch verwirrend. Zu welcher Sünde bekennen sich die Menschen auf dem Bild?
If we go by timing, Lady Furina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
Niemand, der die Zukunft
Seems that
sehen
any
kann.
further clues will have to come from Furina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here.
Yeah, we'd better get somewhere safe for now.
Was denkst du, Traveler? In Wirklichkeit spielt das keine Rolle mehr, wer diese Platten geschaffen hat. Entscheidend ist, ob die Prophezeiung sich erfüllt. Also in der Charakterdemo von Furina sagt sie, man kann alles nur verhindern, indem man das Schicksal selbst überlistet oder sowas. Mach mal ein Foto. Oh nee, es geht ja nicht. Okay, der Himmel war böse, so würde ich das interpretieren, mit den ganzen Stacheln und schwarzer Luft oder wie auch immer. Vielleicht geht es ja gar nicht um Sünde, vielleicht geht es ja um was anderes. Wir wissen ja nichts über Igeria, was sie gemacht hat. Oder zumindest weiß ich das nicht. Aber auch in beiden hat sie so lange Haare. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich hatte immer das Gefühl, Furina ist... keine Ahnung. Ah, everything will be revealed in time. Das wird alles einen Sinn ergeben. in etwa 4 Stunden. Je nachdem, ob ich noch so lange schaffe, aber...
Let's split up here. Check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is.
You still have energy for that, Navia?
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Traveler, I will go talk to Furina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Are you really going to talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem?
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
All right, we'll leave it in your hands then.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you, as ever. All right, I'll be on my way then.
Ausgerechnet jetzt wollen wir wieder unter der Erde irgendwo übernachten. Hauptsache tief liegend.
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navia, no, the boss is the best.
Hast du es verdient, Paimon.
Ooh, desserts! Nice, these are all Paimons!
Also Hühnchenschenkeln, Kartoffelstampf mit irgendeiner Soße und Knoblauchbrot und ein Stück Kuchen, Pistazie. Ich rate nur.
Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Mona!
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
What the...
Huh?
Mona ist jetzt nur hier, ganz plötzlich in 4.2, um uns Antworten zu liefern.
What are you doing in Fontaine?
Haben die Sterne nicht gesagt, dass wir uns hier treffen würden?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scryglass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontainian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadter surname?
Yeah,
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one.
Wie heißt deine Meisterin, Mona? Das fragen wir jetzt.
Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Oh Gott.
Whoa, that's a long one. Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice-as-great Scholar of the Stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great? That's so petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look at...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontainian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes.
Oh, okay.
My parents migrated to Dornman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
Bist du wegen der Prophezeiung nach Fontaine gekommen, Mona?
That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less... scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of Altevat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of the whole world. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I bet there are others amongst those Hexen Circle colleagues of hers who could do something similar.
Kannst du mich mit deiner Meisterin in Kontakt bringen?
Are you sure? All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks, Mona! You're amazing as always!
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all the people we know, you know the star's the best!
Indeed, indeed. That's the spirit.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
Interesting. Also wie sie es jetzt aufziehen, werden wir am Ende der Quest vermutlich schon viel mehr über die Welt allgemein erfahren. Vielleicht warum alles zyklisch abläuft.
And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
Das nächste Mal etwas leiser, Paimon.
If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird looks. The things Paimon does for you. That's more like it. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
Oh Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott. Was macht wohl eine Fontaine? Ich bin so verwirrt. Okay, es macht Sinn, dass sie ab und zu für die Zeitung schreibt und dann da ist. Okay, aber es ist alles ist so konstruiert, das macht mich fertig. Und keine Antworten noch Fragen. Die Antworten folgen dann halb gar am Ende, wo es dann noch mehr Fragen gibt als Antworten. Jäger und Propheten. Alright. Wo ist denn der Typ da, der immer hier ist? Ist gar keiner da? Doch.
You're here! But,
is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Furina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Eine Show?
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
Sie ist nicht Focalor?
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You
Die sehen
must
sich
tell
so
me
ähnlich
everything
aus auch.
you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Es ist wie ein Vater-Tochter-Gespräch.
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Furina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries.
Vielleicht ist Egeria gar nicht tot. Aber sie ist ja gestorben in Sumeru. Das kann also nicht richtig sein. Ich verstehe nun nicht, was da passiert ist.
You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it.
There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me, your Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Did Furina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Furina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue.
Sie will nicht, dass ihr Geheimnis aufgedeckt wird, das ist der Grund. Aber wir wissen nicht den Inhalt.
Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
Es reicht nicht aus, sie zu befragen. Fesseln wir sie. Wir müssen ihr Ernst der Lage bewusst machen.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Furina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this. But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Ich glaube, ich weiß, wen ich fragen kann. Ein paar Tage später auf einem Boot irgendwo im Poisson. Janfei? Entschuldigung. Also, ist es Monas Meisterin, die wir jetzt treffen? Ich dachte immer nicht, dass Neuvillette es anstoßen wird. Ich dachte immer, Furina wird es anstoßen mit dem Gericht.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
How about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand, and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before.
Does
that count?
Oh.
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus.
Ich weiß nur, dass König Remus in Remuria auch am Ende, als seine Zivilisation quasi zerstört wurde, die Menschen auch in Golems oder sowas gesteckt hat. Also es war ein bisschen creepy.
Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker, if I do say so
Jetzt
myself.
lob dich nicht so selbstsinnig.
I'm afraid
Komm.
I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
Also sie wollen Furina eine Falle stellen.
What about you,
Richtig?
Monsieur?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Neuvillette würde wahrscheinlich irgendein Gift in ein Tee mischen, wenn du ausgenockt bist und dich dann einfach entführen, ohne dass du was mitbekommst.
Kind as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Frevler stellt die richtige Frage.
We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Ich habe jetzt ein Déjà-vu, wo wir in Sumeru mit den anderen saßen und unser Plan ausgetüftelt haben, wie wir Nahida aus ihrem Gefängnis befreien. Und ich glaube, das ist ähnlich aufgezogen.
Oh, so that's what's
Also wäre cool, wenn die jetzt schon erklären, was sie vorhaben, damit Furina uns dann... Alles, was ihr tun müsst, ist, die Geheimnisse aufzudecken, die sie hütet. Der Versuch, die Geheimnisse zu enthüllen, ist eine Akt der Respektlosigkeit. Wir müssen eine Falle bauen. Okay, haben wir es doch nicht... okay, Tea Party. Sieht sehr traurig aus, aber vielleicht nutze ich das später. Geht zum Stützpunkt der Spina der Ruschula. Mir wäre es lieber, wenn die ein bisschen Klartext reden würden. Also erfahren wir nicht, was wir vorhaben.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Ich bin hungrig.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Fühlst du dich nach dem Treffen sicherer?
Well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Was ist los?
Did you just pour some tea?
Habe ich nicht?
I didn't notice you... Then what's that?
Oh.
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Die Zauberin ist hier.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Wer bist du und was willst du von uns?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Also vom Hexenzirkel. Okay, wird Fontaines Prophezeiung wahr? Das ist Nicole.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied
Hexen.
will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
Gibt es keine Ausnahme.
Ah, So you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Also die Prophezeiung könnte aber wahr werden, aber nicht aus der Sicht von uns, von der Sicht der Götter.
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff.
Scary.
It also sounds kind of scary.
Teetasse ist so gut wie leer.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Es hat mir nicht geholfen. Der Hinweis. Also es muss nur im Augen der Götter... Die Götter sollen nur nichts mitbekommen, dass sich das Schicksal geändert hat, wa? Sozusagen? Hat deswegen Furina das göttliche Herz nicht dabei? Ich verstehe es nicht. Als du aufwachst, scheint jemand draußen zu sein. Hilf mir!
Alright, coming! Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Wie geht's?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Charlotte?
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist?
Ich will ihre Kamera.
I'm in full support of her
Aber ich pull nicht für sie.
Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for what...
Yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Jemand ist schon vorbeigekommen.
Huh?
Ich habe mit einer Teetasse geredet.
Are you serious?
Sie ist gekommen, um uns eine Nachricht zu überbringen.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost.
Das wäre nicht so verwirrend für die Leute, die im Sommer das Sommer-Event, dieses Mondstadt-Event gespielt haben. Mit der Weinlese, glaube ich. War das dasselbe? Wo wir kurz an einem Tisch gekommen sind, wo die Hexen früher quasi ihr Teepartys abgehalten haben. Da wurde es ein bisschen besser erklärt, wer die sein sollen oder was die überhaupt sind, aber naja, noch sehr mysteriös.
And if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so... perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
War das bereits die beste Antwort, die ich auf meine Frage bekommen könnte?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful.
What are you talking
Perhaps
about?
that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Mach dir keinen Kopf.
It was worth
Bis
trying
bald.
to comfort you, even if only a little. Maybe you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did.
Mona ist ein ziemlich
I
starker
suppose that
Charakter.
might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Or by fate.
Paimon feels kinda moved by what Mona said. But also kinda sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Oh, an Café will ich vorbei. Da gibt es 2 neue Rezepte. Jetzt, um mal von den existenziellen Philosophien hier wegzukommen. Und zurück ins Leben. Geht zum Zeitungsstand. Wir gehen zum... wo ist denn das Café? Hier unten, ne? Also ich gehe davon aus, dass Furina das genau weiß. Und schon was verhindern will. Aber so macht, dass keiner irgendwas mitbekommen darf. Oder so. I don't know. Creepy. Hier sind überall Sachen auf dem Boden. Was ist das? Ist das von einer anderen Quest? Diese Flasche stinkt irgendwie nach Fisch. Achso, das ist eine andere Quest. Die habe ich offen. Die ignoriere ich jetzt mal ganz brav. Pummelprofiterol für den Hydroarchonten. Okay. Ich will mal kurz gucken, was mit Mona ist. Mona ist Level 20. Wir haben sie C2. Vielleicht werden wir sie mal irgendwann bauen. Aber wir können nicht alles bauen. Ich habe nicht genug Mats. Hagi. So, was hatten wir für den Hydroarchonten? Das da? Ist das ihr Lieblingsessen? Ja, machen wir mal ein bisschen. Ich will sehen, wie die spezielle Version aussieht. Das ist ein bisschen off-topic. Wow, okay, das sieht ganz anders aus. Pour la Justice. Für das Ehren der Gerechtigkeit. Sie war einst Zeuge der Geburt der edelsten Gerechtigkeit auf der großen Bühne. Entstammt dieser vielschichtige Geschmack etwa ihrer persönlichen Erfahrungen aus dieser Zeit? Sie war Zeugin der edelsten Gerechtigkeit auf der Bühne? Was soll das bedeuten? Was ist die Gerechtigkeit überhaupt? Also diese Quest machen mich fertig in Fontaine. Okay. Oh, wir haben noch Zutaten. Das ist wie in Sumerus Hauptquest, wo ab dem Sabzerus Festival ich erstmal nicht gecheckt habe, was abgeht.
Written in this newspaper. Let Paimon see.
Uh-oh.
The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
Scheint der Fall zu sein.
Seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Wir waren in der Zeitung. Okay. Yes, please. Huh? Ich habe einfach null Ahnung, was passieren wird. Können wir endlich Child finden? Der Arme, der ist schon in Vergessenheit geraten. Das irgendwo sumpft er im Urmeer rum und keiner geht, um ihn zu suchen. Keiner da? Doch.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake!
Es ist heute nicht ausverkauft.
It was so delicious the last time we tried it. Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. I'm sure it'll be great.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Neuvillette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Vielleicht wissen die Melusinen mehr über Furina.
Usually
Weil die sehen ja Dinge anders als Menschen.
Day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Well, he's grounded.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
Also das Grundprinzip verstanden. Menschen werden traurig, gib ihnen Kuchen oder anderes Essen und sie sind wieder happy.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. I'm unsure this cake will be delicious. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Das ist beunruhigend. Hast du Rezepte, die ich noch nicht habe? Ja.
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and...
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and
Willst du mich
experienced.
wirklich interviewen?
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
Vielleicht wird der Traveler es benutzen, um Furina zu provozieren.
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Oh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh. That's
Same
the
as
prophecy you're
always.
talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Was sollen diese Szenen alle? Der Traveler kommt dann auf komische Gedanken. Es ist der letzte Tag in Fontaine.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Oh?
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
Wenn ich die Wahl hätte? Man hat wirklich nicht plötzlich eine vernünftige Antwort parat.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.